Welcome to Digital Vibes, the podcast for short deep dives on AI, tech, and digital living.
You know, AI, right? Everyone's saying it's going to like change everything.
Yeah.
But have you ever thought about what happens when it, gets things wrong? And I mean like really wrong.
Yeah.
Like inventing facts, making things up.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
That's what we're looking into today.
Okay.
It's called AI hallucinations.
Oh, right.
And we've got some interesting stuff to go over.
Yeah.
Well, there's this article about how AI just wrote like a whole scientific paper that,
Wow.
yeah, but it's totally fake.
Oh, wow.
And then there's Eric Schmidt.
No kidding. The Eric Schmidt.
Yeah. He thinks these AI, I guess you could call them mistakes. He thinks they might actually be showing us like alternate realities.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, right?
That's really something.
So you ready to kind of dive into all this?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so first off,
Yeah.
these hallucinations. You know that fake paper we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it had all the stuff a real paper would have, like data, charts,
Oh, wow.
even citations.
Seriously.
But none of it was real.
That's incredible.
It is, and it's kind of scary too, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like imagine a doctor using that paper to, treat someone.
That's a scary thought.
It is. It really highlights how dangerous it can be when AI messes up.
Especially in fields like, medicine, where you have to be so precise.
Exactly.
But the thing is, these errors, they're not just like random glitches. They actually tell us something about how AI, thinks, I guess you could say.
So it's not like it's doing it on purpose, like to trick us.
No, AI doesn't have, intentions or emotions the way we do.
Right.
It just learns from looking at tons of data, finding patterns.
Yeah.
But sometimes those patterns lead to, made up stuff.
And that's what we're calling hallucinations.
Exactly.
So it's like AI is connecting the dots, but sometimes those connections just aren't, real.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So it's like, I don't know, like looking at a cloud and seeing a bunny rabbit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I get it.
The bunny's not really there.
Right.
But your brain's making that connection because of the shape.
That's a good analogy.
AI is doing the same thing, but with data instead of clouds.
Makes sense.
Okay, so that makes sense, but what about Eric Schmidt?
Yeah, what about him?
He seemed to think these hallucinations are more than just, mistakes.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, like they're, I don't know, important or something.
Yeah, a very interesting perspective.
Could you explain it a little more?
Sure. So Schmidt's idea is that these AI outputs, they might be showing us like different ways of understanding things.
Different from how we understand them.
Yeah, exactly. Like ways we wouldn't normally think about.
Wow, okay.
So instead of just dismissing them as wrong,
Yeah.
maybe we can actually learn something from them.
That's pretty wild. Like how?
Okay, imagine AI is looking at data about climate change.
Okay.
It might come up with this, unusual model,
Uh-huh.
a hallucination that doesn't fit with what we know now.
Right.
Now, this model could be wrong, but what if it also had something right about it?
You mean like a new idea?
Yeah, like a new insight that could lead to a breakthrough.
Always.
So AI could be like, I don't know, a brainstorming partner.
A brainstorming partner.
Yeah, constantly challenging our assumptions, giving us new perspective.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
It is, isn't it?
Okay, I think I'm starting to get it.
Good.
But before we go too far down this rabbit hole,
Yeah.
I think we need to break down how these hallucinations happen in the first place.
Okay, good idea.
Like what's going on behind the scenes?
Well, there are a couple of main things.
Okay.
One is the data AI learns from.
Like that fake paper.
Yeah, exactly. If AI only sees real papers,
Uh-huh.
it might get really good at making fakes,
Right.
but it won't actually know the difference.
Right. So it's all about the data then. Like if you put garbage in, you get garbage out.
Pretty much, yeah.
But it's also about how AI uses that data, right?
Unlike us, AI doesn't really understand the world.
Hmm.
It uses these complex algorithms, statistical models,
Right.
to make predictions and generate those outputs.
So even with tons of data, AI can still get things wrong
Yeah.
because it's not really thinking the way we do.
Right. It's more like really advanced pattern recognition, not true understanding.
And that's where those weird hallucinations come in.
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, because these hallucinations, they're not just technical problems. They raise some big questions about how we use AI, how we interpret what it tells us.
And how we make sure it's used responsibly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like we're in uncharted territory here.
Yeah.
On one hand, AI could be this incredible tool, helping us solve problems, making amazing discoveries. But on the other hand, we got to be careful.
Yeah.
We can't just blindly trust everything it says.
It's like a double-edged sword, right?
It really is.
Okay, so what can we do about it? I mean, how do we make sure AI is used responsibly?
Well, one thing we can do is focus on the data.
The data.
Yeah. Remember that fake scientific paper we talked about? If we want AI to give us good information, we got to give it good data.
Like a balanced diet of information?
Exactly. Just like we need different nutrients to be healthy.
Right.
AI needs different kinds of data to understand the world.
So it's not just about how much data, but also like what kind of data.
Absolutely. It needs a variety of information, different perspectives.
So it doesn't, I don't know, develop blind spots or biases.
Exactly. And that's where humans come in.
Humans.
Yeah, we need experts in different fields to curate the data.
Curate the data.
Yeah, to make sure it's comprehensive, accurate, representative of the real world.
That makes sense.
So we've got the data side of things.
Okay.
But what about the AI itself? Can we teach it to think more like us?
You mean to understand the world better?
Yeah, to be more nuanced, more aware of context.
I don't know. Is that even possible?
It's a tough question, and researchers are definitely working on it.
Like how?
Well, one promising area is explainable AI.
Explainable AI.
Yeah, the idea is to make AI's decision-making more transparent.
Oh, so we can understand how it's thinking.
Exactly. So instead of just giving an answer, AI could also explain how it got there.
That would be helpful.
Right. Especially in those critical situations.
For sure. If we can understand how it's thinking, then we can be more confident about trusting it.
Exactly. We can spot biases, errors, and make better decisions.
That makes a lot of sense.
Good.
But what about us? Like, what can we do to protect ourselves from these hallucinations?
Well, the first thing is we need to be a little skeptical. Yeah, just because something sounds convincing doesn't mean it's true.
Right.
We need to check sources, look for other evidence, and be careful about information that, seems too good to be true.
So it's like we need to use the same critical thinking skills we use with any information.
Exactly. We can't just blindly trust AI.
Any more than we'd blindly trust, a random website or something.
Right. And that's where AI literacy comes in.
AI literacy.
Yeah, we need to educate people about how AI works.
Okay.
Its strengths, its limitations, the potential for these hallucinations.
I see.
The more we understand about it, the better equipped we'll be to use it safely.
So it's not just about building better AI. It's also about becoming better users of AI.
Exactly. More informed, more discerning.
And more ready to navigate this whole new world.
Absolutely. The future of AI, it's not just about the technology itself.
Okay.
It's about people. Yeah, it's about how we choose to use it and how we make sure it benefits everyone.
Right.
Not just a select few.
That's a great point.
And I think it leads perfectly into our next topic.
Which is?
The creative potential of AI hallucinations.
Oh, yeah. We talked about how they could lead to scientific breakthroughs, right?
Exactly. But what about in art, music, literature? Could these AI quirks actually spark new forms of creativity?
That's a really interesting thought.
It is, isn't it?
So you're saying AI could be like a muse for artists.
Yeah, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Giving them new ideas.
It's inspiring them.
Is this actually happening?
Oh, yeah, we're already seeing it.
Really?
There are AI systems writing poetry, composing music, even creating whole screenplays.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
It is, and it's all thanks to those same AI quirks.
Hallucinations.
Exactly. The things that can make AI unreliable
Yeah.
can also make it incredibly creative.
So it's like a bridge between data and imagination.
I like that, yeah, a bridge between what we know and what we can imagine. And, you know, that's what makes it so interesting.
What do you mean?
These hallucinations, they're not just like glitches.
Mm-hmm.
They actually make us think about, like, our whole relationship with AI.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like, how do we even interpret what it tells us?
Right, and how do we make sure it's being used well, ethically, I guess.
Exactly. It's a whole new world we're stepping into here.
It really is, it feels like.
Yeah.
On the one hand, AI has this incredible potential
For sure.
to help us solve these huge problems, make incredible discoveries.
Absolutely.
But on the other hand,
Yeah.
we got to be super careful about, well, trusting it.
We do. We can't just take everything it says as gospel. And that's why I think it's so important to talk about all this now.
No.
Yeah, while AI is still kind of, in its early stages.
Oh, I see.
We have a chance to shape how it develops, set ethical guidelines.
To make sure it's used for good, basically.
Exactly.
So what can we actually do? I mean, what are some steps we can take?
Well, one really important thing is the data.
The data again?
Yeah, remember how we talked about that fake paper?
Uh-huh.
If we want AI to give us accurate, reliable information,
Yeah.
you need to feed it, well, good data.
Good data.
Yeah, data that's, high quality, diverse.
Like giving it a balanced diet.
Haha, exactly. Just like humans need different nutrients.
Right.
AI needs different kinds of data to get a full picture of the world.
So it's not just about how much data.
Uh-huh.
It's also about the quality, the variety.
Right, we got to make sure it's exposed to different perspectives, different viewpoints.
So it doesn't, I don't know, develop any blind spots.
Exactly, and that's where human oversight is crucial.
Human oversight.
Yeah, we need experts in different fields to look at the data sets, to make sure they're comprehensive, accurate, representative.
So it's not just letting AI run wild.
No, we still need to be involved to guide it.
Okay, so we've got the data part.
Yeah.
Like, can we actually teach it to think more like us?
You mean to understand the world the way we do?
Yeah, to be more, I don't know, nuanced, to understand context.
That's a really tough one.
Is it even possible?
Honestly, I don't know, but researchers are working on it.
Oh, really? Like how?
Well, one area that's pretty promising is explainable AI.
Explainable AI.
Yeah, it's this idea that AI should be able to explain its reasoning.
Like show its work.
Haha, yeah, something like that.
So instead of just spitting out an answer,
Uh-huh.
it can tell us how it got there.
Exactly.
That would be helpful.
Right, especially in those high-stakes situations.
Yeah, like if it's making a medical diagnosis or something.
Exactly. If we can understand the thought process,
Yeah.
then we can spot potential problems, make more informed decisions.
That makes sense. So it's all about transparency.
It is, to a large extent, yeah.
But what about us? Like the everyday user?
Hmm.
What can we do to protect ourselves?
Well, the first thing is we need to develop a healthy dose of skepticism.
Skepticism. About AI.
Yeah, just because something's presented in a slick package doesn't mean it's true.
You're saying we can't just take it at face value.
Exactly. We need to check sources, look for corroborating evidence, and be wary of anything that, seems a little too good to be true.
So it's like those basic critical thinking skills we use for anything else?
It is. We can't just switch them off when we're dealing with AI.
Right. It's all information at the end of the day.
That's true, and that's where, AI literacy comes in.
AI literacy again.
Yeah, we need to educate people about how this stuff works.
Okay.
How to recognize AI-generated content, how to evaluate it critically.
Like a new set of digital literacy skills.
Exactly. We need to teach people how to spot those red flags.
The signs of a hallucination.
Yeah, inconsistencies, lack of sources, that overly confident tone. We started off talking about how dangerous these hallucinations can be.
Right.
And now we're talking about how they could actually be good for creativity.
Yeah, it's like two sides of the same coin.
It really is. It shows how complex AI is.
It does. We can't just think of it as, good or bad.
Exactly. It's both. And it's something else entirely, too.
Something we don't even fully understand yet.
Right. And that's what makes it so exciting.
Okay, but let's get practical for a minute.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about the big picture, but what can we actually do about all this?
Well, one thing is we got to keep investing in research.
Research.
Yeah, like those long-term solutions we talked about, teaching AI to think more like us.
Right, but that's going to take time, right?
It will. There's no quick fix here.
So no magic button we can press to make AI perfect?
Huh. I wish.
But in the meantime, there are things we can do.
Absolutely. We can start using AI more strategically.
Strategically.
Yeah, like focusing on areas where its strengths are, strongest.
Okay, so like using it for, I don't know, creative brainstorming.
Yeah, but maybe not for making medical decisions.
At least not without a human in the loop.
Exactly. It's about using the right tool for the right job.
What about the average person? Like, what can they do to protect themselves from these hallucinations?
That's where AI literacy comes in.
AI literacy again.
Yeah, it's about educating people, helping them understand how AI works.
So they can spot the fakes.
Exactly. They need to know how to evaluate information, especially when it comes from AI.
Like a new set of digital skills for the AI age.
That's a good way to put it.
We need to teach people how to be critical, how to look for those red flags.
Right. The inconsistencies, the lack of sources, that overly confident tone.
Oh, I get it. Like, it's too perfect, so it's probably fake.
Haha. Yeah, something like that.
And this is important for everyone, right?
Absolutely. We all need to be informed to be able to think critically.
So it's not just about building better AI. It's about building a more informed society.
Exactly. A society that's ready for the challenges and the opportunities of AI.
Well said. Well, I think that about wraps things up for us.
That's it.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. It's been a real deep dive.
It has, and I think the main takeaway is, well, AI is complicated.
It is. There's no doubt about that.
It has the potential to be amazing.
Absolutely.
But it also has the potential to, well, to cause problems.
Right. And it's up to us to figure out how to navigate all that.
To make sure we're using it for good.
And to make sure we're not, being misled by it.
Exactly. So, to all our listeners out there,
yeah,
keep learning about AI. Keep asking questions.
And don't be afraid to be a little skeptical.
That's good advice. Thanks for joining us today. The future of AI, it's not written yet.
It's up to us to write it.
So let's make it a good one.
I'm with you on that.